I have 3 daughters and 3 daughters. No sons, but 3 daughters. I have twins. No, I am Catholic. So you go to a specialist? Yes.
To sit down and find a solution to save humanity.
You understand it. In this we are alive with his holiness, a courageous champion.
They're essential.
Okay.
May peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, hearty welcome to Ahmadiyya Muslim Community Chennai, the Peace Symposium on the occasion of Eid Milan. We don't have words to express our gratitude and delight seeing your gracious presence on this memorable occasion. We are on top of the world. Now I would like to invite Mr. David Colley, Australian Consul General, to the stage. Mr. Tom Brown, Vice Consul, American Consulate. Okay. Now it's time to view a documentary on the worldwide Ahmadiyya Muslim community's activities. With the recitation of Holy Quran, may I call upon Mr. Muhammad Tahir to recite the Holy Quran, followed by its Tamil translation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا. தமிழாக்கம். அளவற்ற அருளாளனும் மேன்மேலும் கருணை காட்டுபவனுமாகிய அல்லாஹுவின் பெயரால் நான் ஓதுகின்றேன். நம்பிக்கை கொண்டவர்களே, அல்லாஹுக்காக நீங்கள் நேர்மையான சாட்சி கூறுபவர்களாக நிலைத்து நில்லுங்கள். ஒரு சமுதாயத்தின் பகைமை உங்களை நீதியுடன் நடக்காதவாறு தூண்ட வேண்டாம். நீங்கள் நீதியுடன் நடந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். இதுதான் இதயத்திற்கு மிக நெருங்கியது. அல்லாஹ்வுக்கு அஞ்சுங்கள். நிச்சயமாக அல்லாஹ் நீங்கள் செய்பவற்றை நன்கு அறிகிறான். திருக்குர்ஆன் அதிகாரம் 5 வசனம் 9.
Thank you very much, sir. Now for the English translation of this holy verse, I would like to invite Mr. Sultan Ahmed.
Before I translate, I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the rejected. In the name of Allah, most gracious, ever merciful. The verse just recited is from the Holy Quran, chapter 5, that is Al-Ma'idah, verse 9. O ye who believe, be steadfast in the cause of Allah, bearing witness in equity, and let not a people's enmity incite you to act otherwise than with justice. Be always just. Be always just. That is nearer to righteousness. And fear Allah. Surely Allah is aware of what you do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now it's time to view a documentary on the worldwide activities of Ahmadiyya community.
It is my fear that in view of the direction in which things are moving today, the political and economic dynamics of the countries of the world may lead to a world war. Therefore, it is the duty of the superpowers to sit down and find a solution to save humanity from the brink of disaster.
You understand at a profound level that promoting religious freedom is an essential building block for peace and stability here and throughout the world. In this, we are allied with His Holiness, a courageous champion of religious freedom and of peace.
Allah ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika
Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmed is the present head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, the most dynamic international community within Islam. The community was established by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmed in Qadian, a small and remote village in India. He claimed to be the expected reformer of the latter days, the one awaited by all major world religions. Founded in 1889, the community has continued to spread throughout the world, flourishing under caliphate, the system of spiritual leadership established after the demise of the Holy Founder. The current successor of this movement, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmed, continues the work of the Holy Founder to revive the spiritual and moral state of mankind. The movement embodies the benevolent message of Islam in its pristine purity, a movement that preaches peace, universal brotherhood, and submission to the will of God. Ahmadi Muslims have earned the distinction and reputation of being a law-abiding and peaceful community. Within a century, the movement has reached all the corners of the earth and has been recognized and praised by the global community.
Love for all, hatred for none. Those words from your third Khalifa are more important, more crucial, more essential today than they have ever been. And of course, the Ahmadi have always practiced this peace-loving philosophy.
Your Holiness, I want to thank you for your great leadership, the example and the demonstrated commitment that you've shown to tolerance and to justice and to peace. Today, on this day, we draw inspiration from you, from your work, and from your followers, not only here in the United States, but the world over. God bless.
An injunction to love all and to hate none. is the avowed guiding principle of the Ahmadi life.
I would thank you also that you have stressed the importance of showing that Islam is the religion of peace, not the religion of hate, as it was stated on the wall in the Jalsa. Love for all, hatred for none. I think that is the message that the world really needs.
Wherever the movement has been established, it endeavors to exert a constructive influence of Islam through social projects, educational institutes, health services, Islamic publications, and the construction of mosques. These endeavors continue, despite the bitter persecution that the community suffers in some countries.
We need all the goodness we can find in today's world, and I applaud you for your contribution in Britain and worldwide to community cohesion and the enjoyment of diversity that is such a precious asset.
I would like to pay an additional tribute to the work being done by Ahmadis in raising standards in Africa and particularly in education.
Yes, Britain has welcomed the headquarters of the Ahmadis in this country, but it hasn't become something that's become, as it were, a closed sect in Britain. It's become a community that has sought to reach out to all of us. And that's very important, because the best way to break down the barriers of misunderstanding and prejudice is for that contact to happen, and I thank you for that.
The community's many social projects aimed at helping those in need bears testimony to humanitarian concerns in respect of all human beings, regardless of race, colour or creed.
The Ahmadiyyan community have an extraordinary reputation abroad for charitable work in Africa, India, Bosnia and Indonesia, amongst other places. But you'll note your community here too have an extraordinary reputation. You have been generous with your time and resources, and you have made yourselves part of the wider community.
You have given so much to the society in the United Kingdom and to societies everywhere globally. You are among those who give and who not only take. You give so much to so many societies that I have seen and felt and listened to and watched.
Your own work, Your Holiness, particularly in West Africa, is well known. And we heard just now about your attempts to bring water and energy supplies to some of the poorest communities in West Africa.
Together, we should fight common enemies such as illiteracy, disease, hunger, and poverty. The Ahmadiyya mission has put structures in place towards the fight against these common enemies in order to enhance the dignity of man.
The community was created under divine guidance with the objective to rejuvenate Islamic moral and spiritual values. It encourages interfaith dialogue, diligently defending Islam and attempting to correct misunderstandings about the religion in the West.
I'd like to start by saying just how important the work of the Ahmadiyya community is. It deepens others' understanding of your own faith, and it gives a voice to those who are marginalised in their own societies.
Now, what has so impressed me as I have come to understand more about the Ahmadiyya faith is your remarkable commitment to interfaith dialogue, your commitment to the principle of non-compulsion in religion, and your commitment to peace and tolerance.
At this pivotal point in international relations, many questions and concerns have been raised concerning the doctrines of Islam. Most have incorrectly interpreted Islam as endorsing violence and terrorism. The Ahmadiyya community has always demonstrated the spirit of tolerance, goodwill, and true brotherhood. It advocates peace, love, and understanding among followers of different faiths. It firmly believes in and acts upon Quranic teachings. It strongly rejects violence and terrorism in any form and for any reason. The movement offers a clear presentation of Islamic wisdom, philosophy, morals, and spirituality, as derived from the Holy Quran and the practice of the Holy Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be on him.
His Holiness has emerged as a leader of wisdom and compassion, a champion of nonviolence among nations and respect among faiths. His Holiness and this community have had the courage to condemn terrorism no matter where or who perpetrates it, not simply because you were victims of violence yourselves, but because terror is wrong wherever and whenever it occurs. You have spoken out against violence of intolerance, even among fellow Muslims, not only because you have endured persecution firsthand, but because calling for the destruction of churches and synagogues or other houses of worship is a violation of basic human rights.
For me, as a student of Islam for now almost 30 years, I am constantly amazed by the depth of service that is certainly represented by this community and tradition, by the depth of tolerance and the constant searching for what it means to be human. To be of human means to be of service. And I think this is so dramatically represented by the message of this community.
But there is something in the faith of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community that is striking, impressing. You teach to your followers that loyalty to your homeland is part of your faith. Ahmadi Muslims are proud of the fact that wherever they reside in the world, they become loyal citizens of that country.
एक ख्वाब है और मुस्तकिल है एक ख्वाब है और मुस्तकिल है वो शख्स नहीं वो मेरा दिल है
His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmed, the present head of the community, continues in his effort to unite people from all faiths and cultures by promoting interfaith dialogue and religious freedom. He has traveled extensively to spread the message of peace and to remind everyone to respect the rights of other human beings. During these tours, His Holiness has met world leaders from the Far East to Europe, from North America to Africa, discussing the economic, social, and political problems facing the world today and how to create peace and justice in the world. He has also met religious and community leaders in order to share common values and core ideals universal to all religions and cultures, with a view to improving the moral state of mankind and creating an atmosphere of love and affection. From young to old, he compassionately listens to the ordinary man, regardless of race, color, or religion. He has personally initiated social projects and schemes to alleviate poverty and human suffering. His concern is not just about the well-being and moral state of the members of the Ahmadiyya community, but of the great human suffering of mankind at large. The Ahmadiyya community knows only that Islam, which is the Islam of love and affection, offers a real message of peace and security.
But this should, ladies and gentlemen, come as a surprise to no one, to anyone who knows this community. Ahmadis are renowned throughout the world for their devotion to peace, universal brotherhood, and the will of God, the core principles of true Islam.
All of us, whatever our political persuasions, hugely admire the work of the Ahmadiyya community here in the United Kingdom, as we do across the world.
Let us make a resolution. Let us make this resolution to promote the message of peace and brotherhood, which is your message to mankind, that people of different religions should not quarrel and fight with each other, but should accept and tolerate and live together in that spirit of brotherhood and peace which is the essence of your religion.
Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. I feel honored and privileged to have this opportunity to welcome you tonight, this evening, where we shall be discussing how to achieve peace in this materialistic world. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission in Islam was founded in 1889 by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian, a small town in India. He claimed on the basis of divine revelation that he was the promised reformer and Messiah whose advent was awaited by the followers of all religions. His mission, he claimed, was to unite the mankind and to establish and maintain brotherhood and peace under the umbrella of Islam. Members of the movement firmly believe that Islam can win over the world only by projection and propagation of true teachings of Islam, and by reasoning and above all by personal examples. This is why the members of the movement are busy in humanitarian work all over the world under the banner of Humanity First. There are more than 55 hospitals, 15 colleges, 350 schools, numerous dispensaries where volunteers, doctors, nurses, teachers, and other assiduous staff are serving without prejudice to color, creed, or race. Humanity First, a registered charity of the movement, has been instrumental in providing food and medical aid to the victims of natural calamities and disasters in Indonesia, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and India, to name a few, and also covering from Gayatri to Katrina hurricane. They are also instrumental in various other projects under the guidance of His Holiness, head of the worldwide Ahmadiyya community, to provide energy, clean water, and sanitation to some of the poorest and remotest parts of the world. So the Ahmadiyya community in Islam has also set up its own television broadcasting called Muslim Television Ahmadiyya International, that is MTA International. This broadcasts on the global beam go all over the world and non-stop for 24 hours a day. Muslim Television Ahmadiyya International is the only channel without advertisements. Ahmadis firmly recognize and believe all the prophets, including Hazrat Jesus, Hazrat Krishna, Hazrat Rama, Hazrat Buddha, Hazrat Zoroaster, Hazrat Confucius, which is the anglicized version of Confucius, Confucius, and also Hazrat Baba Nanak, and honor their religious leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, as the Holy Quran says, La ikraha fid deen, there is no compulsion in the matters of faith. But most unfortunately and absolutely antagonistic to the teachings of Holy Quran and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, some countries and communities framed draconian laws against Ahmadis. The enforcement of these draconian laws culminated in the barbaric killings of Ahmadis, making one's heart shudder with horror. As the world has been witnessing since a very long period, atrocities and cruelties on Ahmadis, such as stoning to death and strangling to end the lives of innocent Ahmadis. They are bent upon inflicting extreme pain, tyranny and torture, and all kinds of oppression and persecution of Ahmadiyya community, such as demolishing mosques, trampling of Holy Quran under their feet, putting them to flames, putting innocent Ahmadis to death, and at most cruelly and brutally disinterring and exhuming the buried bodies of Ahmadis and throwing them out. These at most inhuman, cruel and brutal acts have left ugly scars and stigmas on the attractive face of Islam, totally disdaining Islam, disgracing Islam, and defacing Islam. Despite all these atrocities, cruelties, and barbaric treatments, Ahmadis never retaliate, never revenge. Instead, each house of Ahmadiyya Muslim community is summed up to the motto of love for all, hatred for none. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a number of speakers with us. We have a number of distinguished speakers with us. First of all, I would like to invite Mr. Muzammil, our missionary in charge, to address the gathering in Tamil.
Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaatin சார்பாக இன்று ஈத் மிலாத் நிகழ்ச்சி மற்றும் அமைதி கருத்தரங்கு நடத்தப்படுகிறது. இதற்காக வருகை தந்திருக்கின்ற அனைத்து சகோதரர்களுக்கும் நான் வருக என்று வரவேற்கின்றேன். அமைதி கருத்தரங்கு என்பதை கேள்விப்பட்டாலே அமைதி சமாதானம் என்பதுதான் இந்த உலகத்திற்கு மிக தேவையாக இருக்கின்றது. மனிதன் அமைதி இல்லை, நிம்மதி இல்லை என்று நினைக்கின்றான். இந்த அமைதியையும் நிம்மதியையும் பண பலத்தாலோ படை பலத்தாலோ ஒருபோதும் பெற முடியாது என்பதை வரலாறு எடுத்துக் கொடுக்கின்றன. இந்த அடிப்படையில் அமைதியை நிலைநாட்ட வேண்டும் என்றால் உண்மையில் மக்களுக்கு அவருடைய மத சுதந்திரத்தை கொடுக்க வேண்டும், அவர்களுக்கு கருத்து சுதந்திரத்தை கொடுக்க வேண்டும் என்பதைத்தான் இன்று அஹ்மதியா முஸ்லிம் ஜமாத் முழு உலகத்திலும் எடுத்துக் கூறிக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றது.
It's my pleasure and privilege to invite Reverend Father S.J. Anthony Swami of Madras and Mylapore to address the gathering.
My dear friends, I'm very happy to associate myself with this Ahmadiyya movement and to know the kind of spirit that you have in this movement, a spirit of peace, love, charity, and doing immense good to the poor. Besides, in the little expose you made, that you have been doing good work in countries like Africa, are convinced that we do need peace, and only peace can ensure harmony in our life. And may the good Lord help all of us. And may I congratulate also the members of the Ahmadiyya movement to organize this seminar, and also congratulate them for the stand they have taken with regard to peace. Thank you.
Now it's my sublime opportunity at this pleasant moment to invite Reverend Father, Honorary Secretary, Diocese of Madras, to address the gathering.
People living together in prosperity. I've come to an understanding of this positive character of peace when I read the biblical term shalom. In the Bible, shalom is the word for peace, and of course, you Muslims use the word salam. It's the same thing. But if you look at the meaning of the word shalom or salam, it not just means a place where people are very quiet, calm, no war, no strife, no fight. We all know that there are, as we gather here from different religious background, we should pool together our resources in order to have a peaceful and harmonious relationship. For example, from my background, I can say a few things. Bible always asserts that the whole humankind is from one particular family. And what I've learned from Quran. First, as I said, it talks more about God. When you understand who our God is, when you hold on to the different characters, the lovely characters of God, you're more likely to have those qualities in you. For example, in chapter 59, verse 23 and 24, அல்லாஹ் முழுக்க முழுக்க சாந்தி உடையவன், அமைதி அளிப்பவன். Chapter 2 verse 24. அவன் உங்கள் பாவங்களை மன்னிப்பார். Chapter 2 verse 235. அல்லாஹ் மன்னித்தருள்பவர், சகிப்பு தன்மையுடையவராயும் இருக்கிறார். Now, as we read about God who is merciful, compassionate, who gives us peace, who forgives people, then you start inculcating all those divine qualities. Then you will be able to imitate. And the second attractive thing that I've seen is that peace should start in a family. We all know that in a society, family is a basic unit. I was really appreciate this particular verse, chapter 24, verse 61. வீட்டிற்கு சென்றால் உன்னுடைய குடும்பத்தினருக்கு சலாம் கூறுங்கள். See, we don't have this practice in our families. We don't wish our own family members. We simply go in, they open the door, and we simply walk in. No wishing. As in Western, they kiss each other. Okay? But here I found, as you enter into the house, say shalom or salam. Wish your wife, wish your children. Let the wife wish the husband. There begins a peaceful relationship. And that peace experienced in a family will come out in a society. I have many verses with regard to harmonious relationship with other people. The Bible is full of that. Quran is full of that. I know there are many verses in Hindu religion too. So let us pool together all the resources and say, yes, we want peace. We want harmony. Let's pool our resources together and build a harmonious, universal community. God bless you all.
The sense of to address the gathering. President of the community and other dignitaries on the main table, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Assalamu alaikum, Sat Sri Akal. Thank you for responding to Sat Sri Akal at least. Anyways, since I've been given this opportunity, I thank the organizers and bring greetings from the Sikh community of Chennai and wish them the best for the Eid Milan and for this Symposium of Peace. I quote from Guru Granth Sahib, Man tu jot saroop hai apna moole pehchan. Man is the inner self of you. You are from the light divine. You have to understand your own worth. Unless you do that, you miss why you have come to this life, to this world. Once again, I thank the organizers, Ahmadiyya Muslim community, for giving this opportunity to express my views and the views of Sikh community. Thank you. I feel honored to call upon Sri Swami Gopinath Das from Iskhon to say a few words.
Once a person got some boil in his body. So he went to the nearby medical shop, he purchased some ointment, he applied, that's gone. That is the real state of the living entity, Anandamayo Bihasa. Right? So when we understand our real identity, then all our problem is solved. So when we understand the real identity, then peace comes to us. That is the teachings of all the Vedic literature, whatever scripture it is. And that in this present age is achieved by start loving God. Because in the present age in which we are living, we cannot take up this kind of knowledge, because Bhagavatam states that in this world people are very short-lived and they are very unfortunate. Even though some spirituality is given to them, they find it difficult to take it up. So better and easy process is by remembering the Lord by His name. Live for everlasting peace. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. T.P. Rabiullah from Ahmadiyya Community, Chennai, to address the gathering.
In the name of God, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. From the days of the Magna Carta to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the quest for peace has remained an uphill battle. Despite great efforts to attain peace, 2 world wars which caused millions of deaths could not be averted. Hiroshima and Nagasaki are now part of our collective conscience. Undoubtedly, we are in dire need of peace. As you all know, the world is going through very turbulent times. Political instabilities, social and economic inequalities are abounding in large portions of the planet. Poverty, corruption, and injustice have given birth to uprisings, revolts, and civil discords. Whether in the East or in the West, peace is a rare commodity. Leading economists believe that there are numerous parallels between the current economic crisis and that of 1932, which led to the Second World War. Ladies and gentlemen, today in the time allotted to me, I will present a bird's eye view of the Islamic solution to establishing peace in light of the Holy Quran and the teachings and traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Peace must begin within our hearts. Restless hearts and minds cannot bring peace to the world. The Holy Quran says, Allah bi zikrillahi tatma'innal qulub. Indeed, it is in the remembrance of Allah that hearts can find peace. The question may arise, how can recognizing Allah or God lead to peace? The Holy Quran introduces Allah as the Lord of all the worlds. In other words, Allah or God is the creator, sustainer, and the Lord of everything in existence. His mercy and love are all pervasive. He makes no distinction between race or species. The entire creation equally benefits from His physical and spiritual bounties. Look at nature. Does it make any distinction between Hindus and Muslims or Sikhs and Christians? Certainly not. Certainly not. Similarly, for man's moral and spiritual uplift, God sent His messengers or avatars among all peoples. He sent Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, Lord Buddha, and Baba Nanak in India, Zoroaster in Persia, Confucius in China, Moses and Jesus in Israel, and so on. It is by recognizing an ever-merciful God, we understand our place in the universe, and we realize that there is a lofty purpose to life. And to serve that purpose, we need to be at peace with our Creator, with ourselves, and with our other human beings. The belief in an ever-merciful God draws us to inner peace, and it also has the power and the potential to lead to social peace. And social peace culminates in world peace. Peace cannot be attained without justice. The Holy Prophet has enjoined the Muslims to always maintain a socially equal society. In his farewell address, he declared, all men whatever nation or tribe they may belong to, and whatever station in life they may hold, are equal. Even as the two fingers of two hands are equal, so are human beings equal to one another. No one has any right, any superiority to claim over another. You are as brothers. And regarding racial equality, he said, no Arab has any superiority over a non-Arab, nor does a non-Arab has any superiority over an Arab. No white person has any superiority over a black. No black has any superiority over a white. Only such a person is superior who transcends in his personal good deeds. The equality and justice that Prophet Muhammad preached and practiced throughout his life transformed the lives of the Arabs. They began a journey from darkness to light. If the superpowers of today follow these examples, the earth would be a better place to live in. Before I conclude, I would like to make an earnest appeal to all of you. As responsible citizens, let us join hands and strive to lay the foundations of a harmonious society. Let us work together to strengthen democracy, secularism, and communal harmony in our country and beyond. Let the message of peace and justice reverberate through and through. Thank you.
Now, may I call upon Mr. David Holly, the Consul General of Australia, to speak a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you. I'd like to acknowledge gentlemen on the dais and also friends here in the community here today. Can I congratulate the Ahmadiyya community here in Chennai for extending this very warm hand of friendship. And I wanted to take this opportunity to extend the hand from across the Indian Ocean in Australia back to this gathering. Many of you know that we are a new country relative to India. Of course, the indigenous people in Australia have been there for at least 30 to 40,000 years, but the new Australia is a very new country. We're a peaceful country, and we were for many years a very closed country. But over the last 40 years, 7 million people have made Australia their home from overseas. And the Ahmadiyya community, I am told here tonight, is also doing very well in our country as well. I'm not going to pretend that we have all the answers and that we, as a new country, will have a new path of peace in our country. There are still many issues that we need to resolve. But we try very hard to look at ways of bringing our country together and to acknowledge our differences, but also to enjoy them as well. Whether that be in food, whether that be in celebrations of people's religions. But one thing we have done also is to acknowledge what we call Harmony Day. And every year we celebrate Harmony Day to acknowledge the wonderful contribution that people from all around the world are making to the success of our nation. But I wanted to, this time, again, to thank the Ahmadiyya community for this great extension. This wonderful idea of an Eid Milan party is a very great one and one that should be commended. And again, if I can just pass on to the community here in Chennai, a very warm hand of friendship from Australia.
Adhyaksh Sri Ramakrishna Math, Brigadier Minister of Defence, SVF Avadi. Now it gives me immense pleasure to invite Mr. Ghulam Ahmed Ismail, President Ahmadiyya Muslim Community, Chennai, for concluding remarks and thanksgiving, followed by silent prayers, and everybody can pray in his own way.
We conclude a program. There is a silent prayer by raising hands. So we don't mind if you join us with your own way as you like. There is silent prayer.
Great dynamism in your voice.
So great.
I underestimated the time.
He's my brother, so we were organizing.
I saw you wandering around, making sure everything was going well. It was a very successful meeting. You can relax now. You can relax. Thank you very much. Thank you so much indeed. My colleague was right. All the very best. Thank you very much. Very best. Set your back to Kerala.
உலகத்தில் இருக்க வேண்டும். தற்போதைய சூழலை பார்க்கின்ற போது பல அறிஞர்கள் 3ஆம் உலகப் போருக்கான நேரத்தை நாம் நெருங்கிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறோம் என்று எச்சரிக்கை விடுத்திருக்கிறார்கள். எங்களுடைய அஹ்மதியா முஸ்லிம் ஜமாத்தின் தலைவர் அவர்களும் இந்த கருத்தை நான் ஒப்புக்கொள்கிறேன், ஏனென்றால் அதற்கான காரணிகளை காண முடிகிறது என்று கூறினார்கள். 3ஆம் உலகப் போர் தோன்றாமல் இருக்க வேண்டும் என்றால், அதனை தடுக்க வேண்டும் என்றால் ஒரே வழிமுறை, நாம் எல்லா சமுதாயத்தை சார்ந்தவர்களும் ஒற்றுமையின் பக்கம் வர வேண்டும், அமைதியின் பக்கம் வர வேண்டும், நிம்மதியின் பக்கம் வர வேண்டும். அதற்காக அவர்கள், எங்களுடைய ஜமாத்தினுடைய தலைவர் அவர்கள் பல்வேறு நாட்டு பிரதமருக்கு கடிதங்களையும் எழுதியிருக்கிறார்கள்.
இல்ல வேலை இருக்கு.